Hey everyone, Mika here again for another video on forms using Fusion for our concept cars. In the last video we did a bit of work on bridging and how that's useful for our models in creating certain pieces and hopefully giving you an insight into how we can make our models more interesting and how we can cut corners using certain modification tools other than the basic one we learned in the second video. So in this video it'll be quite a bit of a longer one, a bit of a shift in terms of focus, and you can see I've got us looking at the wheel of my car here, and we will be working on that in this video. And what better way than to introduce that and also a tool that's quite useful in Fusion all around called Revolution, the Revolve tool. I'll give you an insight into how to use that. A bit more of a demonstration this time because I'm not sure how much you guys have used it before. So I'll do a tutorial of how to make a wheel rim in the forms environment, obviously sticking to the forms environment because that's what we're doing. You could do it in the design environment just using normal bodies, but I think it's more cool to stay in forms and make everything on your car in forms if possible. There are some pieces you probably should make not in forms. But without further ado, let's jump into a new untitled document and ditch my car for a little bit. So let's just go straight into forms. Now I'd expect that if you're doing your wheel and your wheel rim, you will be doing it in the same workspace as your car body, and using that to project your geometry onto your sketch when you're designing your wheel rim, and then designing from there. In this case, I'm just going to demonstrate the tools you'll need to make it rather than dimensions. Ignore how silly it will look in the end in terms of the proportions. But let's start with a sketch as always. Whoa, what's this? Right, okay. The exit plane is where I'm going to start my work. And I'll start with doing a construction line. So you're pressing this button here. And I'll copy kind of the line of the y-axis here. And there's a reason why, and you'll see that in a bit. I'll turn construction off, and now I'll start sketching the profile of my wheel rim. If this doesn't make sense to you yet, it basically, if I cut the wheel rim, say if that was the wheel, I cut it down the middle, I would then be drawing the profile here, looking that way. So you'll see how that works now. So I'll just draw a line here. Let's go here, and then maybe an angled kind of shape here. Bit further out, and then down maybe about this much, and then bring it back to the construction line. If you don't understand what I'm drawing yet, you will see, don't worry. I'm just exiting the line tool here using escape, and now I'm going to use the mirror tool to mirror this profile over the mirror line we made earlier. You can't just click on the axis here if it's not actually a line, so that's why I used the construction line earlier. These construction lines aren't actually real lines; they're just there for you to help with your sketching process. So click OK here. Now we've got the shape of our wheel rim. Now we want to make the line of the axis line from which we will revolve. Again, that's a lot of words. I'll just show you how it works. So I'm going to go maybe about this far down. Again, you should measure this if you're doing it on your concept car. Click, and now we've got another construction line for our axes. So the sketch is finished. Let's now press finish sketch and then find the revolve tool underneath the create panel in forms. Select the profile, select the axes of rotation, and now we've got our wheel rim, all using forms, using one sketch. Boom, pretty cool. You can change the amount of faces going around, but doesn't matter really because we're not going to be modifying this shape unless you want to, but I wouldn't do that. Now we've got our wheel rim. I'll just quickly show you how to make the actual tire going around it, because I'll introduce another tool useful to you. So let's make another sketch. I don't need to make any more planes because I already sketched it right in the middle, so I can just press on the same plane I did before. But we will do something on planes later on. Press the P button here, so you'd also find that on here under Project and Include. find the project button, and let's project our geometry of our rim. Now you would expect that maybe if you drew on it, it would already snap to it, but it wouldn't. There's a reason why that doesn't happen. But yeah, let's press that. Okay, now we've got some purple lines here which aren't actually in our sketch, but they help us guide over the wheel rim. So now let's design our tyre. Tyre profile of a tyre is pretty basic. I'm going to go this high, all the way over there, back down again, and then I'm going to fillet the edges slightly. Fillet again, this side, boom. Now we just press OK, and because our axes is the same as last time, we'll use the same axes as last time. The sketch from the first revolution hid itself, and now we're going to revolve once more. There we go. There's our, oops, I did not mean that. I don't know why it's doing that. I'll come back to you about that one. Okay, I'm back. I've just removed those fillets. Quite strange what's happening there. I did this obviously in preparation and I didn't do this. Weird. So let's carry on. Press on the axis of revolution, and then we've got our wheel shape. Of course, if you really wanted to, you could draw some kind of ridges in here and passing them across, and then when you revolve it, you'd have little gaps inside your tyre, which would then be pretty cool. And realistic, I guess. So now we can go into render quickly, just so I can distinguish the two pieces. So what I'll do is I'll find the rubber, put that on this one, and put some pretty cool metal on the other one, which is polished steel. Cool. So now we've got our wheel and our wheel rim, all made in forms, and hopefully you can be using that in your concept car design.